up, y'all, and welcome back to Rainbow Ma. If you're new to the channel, you're so welcome here. I'm so happy that you're here. If you're not new to the channel, obviously you're welcome here. Everyone that is drawn here, y'all are star seeds, y'all are awakened, y'all have got some things going on, okay? Y'all have been through the initiations of courage, okay? Y'all have been through so many different things to get to the wisdom that you're at now, and I'm super grateful to be reading for y'all. So I like to do a little bit extra shuffling before we start. I got one more deck here and we will get started. The vibration of the day. Okay, so you have the Buddha prepares upside down. And so what this card means upside down is that you have been waiting a long time for something. And what you've been waiting for has instilled in you a lot of patience. The reason why you've had to wait so long and possibly go through a lot of spiritual transformation and inner work and inner understanding is because you had to go through that so that you could actually become the person to receive what you've been waiting for. Oh, this is good. I'm so excited to see what it is. What it is that you've been waiting for. Wow, hold y'all, not even. 10 of Cups. Okay, 10 of Cups. That is, I'm getting like, I'm about to cry, getting full body chills. Ooh, I'm like, you've been left out in the cold by everyone. Whoever, you know, you've gone through a lot of pain. You've gone through a lot of emotional pain. It's almost been so painful and such a stubborn lesson. It's caused you to go within yourself and just be very emotionally guarded, focus on your own growth, focus on your own, you know, stability, things like that. And I'm getting some of y'all, you know, you have gotten to this point where you actually do enjoy it, and you're to this point where you're like, okay, you know, some of y'all are like, it just hasn't worked out, it won't work out, like emotional connections aren't for me, that's okay, I'm just gonna focus on myself. But it shows here that also you're like, but also, you know, if it's meant to be, it will be, and I'm open to it. You know, I got nothing to lose whenever it comes to learning emotional lessons, because it's been so difficult so far. So what's the point of not trying again if it's meant to be, if it's finally meant to be, and if it's finally made perfectly for you? Because, you know, we all have different preferences of emotional connections and what we desire out of life and all of that good stuff. So let's see what this emotional connection is. Y'all, it's the 10 of, oh my gosh, this just flipped. Eclipse. You guys, we are coming up on our first eclipse and also eclipse season. Removing internal obstacles, that inner work. You're confronting this massive self-identity, you're having this intense awakening. You know, eclipse energy, eclipse portals are all about letting something go to receive anew. There is just, you have like passed the test. I don't know why, I'm just getting all of this energy of like, I'm really proud of you guys. I am so proud of you guys. I'm like kind of mind blown. I'm just laughing because it's almost like this huge energetic release is what I'm feeling, and like relief. Okay, so we have Judgment. So we have the Phoenix rising from the ashes. See how the Phoenix is rising from this place of like so much death, so much destruction, so many things that are just dead, done, and over with. You know, the Phoenix rises from the ashes. Well, in order for there to be ashes, things must burn completely, wholly, and totally. And that's how they rise from the ashes. So Wow. Okay. Let's get another card before I ask any questions. I don't necessarily have any questions yet that are coming to me. Okay. Okay. So you have come to... Yes. Okay, so you've come to this state where you really are. You're okay with being on your own. You're okay with, doing your own thing, making your own money. You're solid within yourself. But then there's this energy of like, you being honest with yourself, you being clear with yourself, you coming to the truth of like finally releasing this past karma, which is just memory that we play over and over and over until we decide to break this cycle. What I see is you're deciding to break the cycle on, because you have the King and Queen of Pentacles here. You're deciding to break the cycle on who you're choosing to attract as a partner. Okay, because you're realizing that because you were still in that old energy, you had to make difficult decisions and go within yourself and understand and cut people out possibly. And it shows that you have come to this clarity, you've come to this honesty, you have cut things out that you realistically needed to cut out so that you could know who you want to attract. And it's like you got stacks on stacks on stacks of people that you had to let go of. But it also looks like you can turn around and eat. There's this energy of like turn around, fully step into this new reality, especially if you feel like, you're fighting against two different realities because you've been manifesting for so long, you've been doing this inner work for so long, that sometimes it can feel like, as we're going, we're like in these two realities and we have to like keep practicing to choose the one that we truly desire. And it's just this constant practice and letting go and being reborn and letting go and being reborn. And what I see here is that you are turning around and you're eating. See this 5 of Cups, this cat, the 3 bowls are back there and she's like, whatever, I'm eating. It's the month of May, baby. It's 5. I don't care. I'm still gonna eat. She licking her lips. So it's saying here like, it's time to lick your lips on some sort of connection here. Let's see. Let's get more. Let's get these ones. Yeah, lick your lips on some sort of connection. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. Isolation reversed. So you are going to come out of the cold. That is 3 of Swords reversed. You have had experience after experience after experience of heartbreak to the point where I can literally feel it right now, and it's caused you to come to this isolated state. But now you have been so patient and you are so ready to also like let go of what you thought would bring you happiness. Okay. Okay, so I'm being drawn to go towards this 9 of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles for some of y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Forgiveness. So we have the 3 of Swords reversed, isolation, to the 6 of Wands, and in this deck it is forgiveness. So because you have realized your self-worth and you have chosen to get to this state of realizing your self-worth, you can now forgive. And the way that you're going to unchain your heart, see how there's a chain around that heart? The way you're going to unchain that heart is you're going to let your heart be a flame, and you're going to eclipse this energy, this past, out of your life. I'm getting like deep breaths. You can no longer allow it to and you will no longer allow it to affect your relationship coming in. And I can say that pretty freaking confidently, but I'm gonna get another card here just to see. Yeah, it is split the deck at the Fool. So yeah, I'll split the deck at the Fool. Let's see. Whoa, this energy is super intense. 3 of Compassion. Okay, you've realized that you'd rather have a good friend than anything that you've been attracting in the past, and that, you know, a good friend is what then becomes a good partner, if that's what you want. Okay. Mm-hmm. 6 of Cups. You're realizing, you know, what you've always wanted. What you've actually always wanted, not what you've attracted out of like a trauma bond cycle, or, you know, a quote unquote twin flame that's actually a trauma bond. You know, it's like we can have so many soulmates. It's very easy to love people, but honey, listen, if you are in a trauma bond and you're calling it a twin flame, you got a lot of healing to do. They got a lot of healing to do. And what I recommend is like, realize that we have many lives. This is not, you know, our energy continues forward, and not every relationship is meant to last a lifetime. Reserve those relationships that are meant to last a lifetime for people that are genuinely peaceful and bring you actual, true liberation and joy, and that you don't have to work your ass off to get some sort of breadcrumb from them. It's just not worth it. Feel loved and comforted. Hold the space. Learn from spiritual lessons. Make plans and focus. Be fearless and stand strong. It looks like you have actually learned your lesson, and you're getting to this point of full self-worth, and you're getting to this point of being able to take care of yourself pretty well financially. And you're, you know, at least like on that track, and it's actually allowing you to, like, as you're eclipsing all this energy out, you're like going into this spot of feeling loved and comforted, even if you don't see the next step. And recognize that whenever we don't see the next step, that's okay, because that means that the universe is going to fill in the next steps. That's the point, is if you've asked for something from the universe and it's magical and it's amazing and it's a wonderful dream and opportunity, expect to have to trust. Okay? Having said that, you can make plans that you are inspired and to do, and focus on them and follow through with them. You need to follow through with them. I cannot say that enough. You need to follow through with your plans and be fearless about it and stand strong about it. Look, this is Maori. You know, these people have this incredible ability to just show the root chakra embodied, like I am not afraid, I will do this, I know who I am, I know what I'm doing. You know, like that's what that is for. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Let's get more on this friendship, compassion, pleasure. Yeah, it looks like you are like, you know, comfortable with being independent and comfortable with taking the long road whenever it comes to your eternal and, you know, happiness in this lifetime. Okay. So it looks like you're setting your course. It looks like you're very committed. You're very clear on what you desire. And from what I see a lasting partnership or partnerships, depending on what your soul desires in this lifetime. And it's like very clear of what you want. And it's very clear that, you know, choosing yourself and your self-worth first is literally getting you there. And as you're doing that, you are eclipsing all of the past out, and the wait is over. Like, it's like the wait is over. You're finally like eclipsing so much energy out. It's really beautiful to see. So I'm gonna actually grab some of these oracles here. So setting your course to commitment, that's the Ace of Cups. Let's see, what is the energy coming in that is associated with this Ace of Cups? Because you have clarity of what you don't want, you now have clarity of what you do want. Ooh, that just flipped over. Confident, yeah, because you have clarity of what you don't want, you now have clarity of what you do want. So I honor all I have done to make me who I am today. Yeah, be confident in what you know, in what you're very clear in the course that you're setting. Be fearless and stand strong. Follow through with the plans that you're inspired to follow through with, and understand that you need to apply faith and trust right now while also following through with your plans. Because you're probably not going to see the next step. It just is what it is. Also, Uranus is in Gemini for a while, and that just is what it is. Okay, so we have the Emperor. I am worthy of respect because I am respectful of all. It looks like, you being the Emperor energy is actually, like you attracting an Emperor. But I do see that you'll need patience when actually attracting the kind of partnerships that you desire. Emotions are the reflection. Look for your deeper meaning inside of your emotions. So it's time to connect to your emotions. I'm actually going to grab this love deck because we do have love here. It's like extremely obvious. But it's time to reflect on your emotions. Emotions are not in your brain. They're usually held in the physical body. So connecting to how your body feels is a huge indicator on, where stagnant emotions may be. So let's say like your tummy hurts, or you're holding a lot of tension in your pelvis or your jaw. Like that can give you insight on the emotions that you need to check into. Yeah. I got the distorted feminine whenever it comes to love. It looks like, in the past, you have been hurt so much that it may have caused you to be like really, 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 really just acting hurt, and treating people as if they're already going to hurt you again, and like really taking out all of your anger and anxiety and sadness from all the past on your potential partners, things like that. But what I see is that there's a newness, there's a silver waterfall filling this conch shell, and I pulled emotional freedom. It's like now you're realizing that you can't control the emotions of others. You just can't. And all you can do is be emotionally aware of your emotions. And it looks like there's some sort of emotional mastery that has occurred for you to be prepared for what you're about to receive. Okay, let's get more. Surrender to the change, the art of flowing, the art of allowing, resilience and adaptability. There is a change. Okay, what type of change do we surrender to? You guys are like, how many decks does this woman have? Welcome to Rainbow Mom. Okay. Let's see. What is this change? Because I see like there is this beautiful change. The Pillar of Severity, courage. You're gonna have to have courage because there's lessons yet to be realized in this. So this whole thing is like, yes, you're letting go. Yes, you're being reborn. Yes, but you're gonna have to be patient. You're gonna have to follow through with your dreams and your own manifestations, and like really commit to yourself and commit to the things that you want to grow in your life. And yes, there will be these profound changes, and yes, you'll be able to have friendships that heal your weary heart and your weary, broken hearted soul. Okay, yes, those are all true. And what's also true is that you will have to have courage during this next phase of your life because you're still learning and there's lessons yet to be realized, okay? And, you know, Uranus really being highlighted in the sky right now is showing us that it's true. And, you know, Neptune and Saturn, you know, going into Pisces, again, is going to give us an opportunity to make that, you know, unrealistic dream come into reality. So highly recommend that finishing out this year, going into next year, you need to do everything you can, one simple step at a time, to allow yourself to realize that dream into reality. You know, Saturn is work, Saturn is your, you know, long-term things. So, and then, you know, Uranus and Neptune, you know, Neptune is your magic. So bringing your magic into your work, bringing your magic into your commitments, you need to do that now. And just one step at a time. You're doing great, but you're still into, you know, a stage of change, of courage, lessons yet to be realized. But this eclipse season, next 3 months, will change everything for you and everybody else. But you do have your own, you know, freedom of choice, and that's what sets us apart as beings that are liberated. So again, you can email me in my email down below to get a personal reading as well as a astrology reading, and I love to do both. I've been doing both for over 10 years and over 10 lifetimes. And like, comment, subscribe, and let me know how this reading has resonated with you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace and love.